Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to have you here as we explore the important topic of in situ conservation. Today, we'll be discussing how we protect our natural heritage through national parks, sanctuaries, biosphere reserves, and reserved and protected forests. We'll look at what these conservation methods entail and why they are vital for preserving biodiversity. So, let's get started and learn more about how we can help conserve our environment right where it naturally exists. Conservation, at its core, is all about protecting and preserving our natural world. It involves managing and restoring wildlife and natural resources like forests and water bodies. These efforts are crucial because they help maintain the balance of ecosystems and ensure that resources are available for future generations. When we talk about conserving biodiversity, we're focusing on safeguarding the variety of life on Earth, different species, habitats, and ecosystems. This is especially important because many species and habitats are under threat due to human activities such as deforestation, pollution, and climate change. By conserving biodiversity, we can help ensure the survival of these threatened species and their habitats. It's about creating a sustainable coexistence between humans and nature. But it's not just about protecting what's left. We also need to restore ecosystems that have been degraded or damaged. Restoring these ecosystems can help bring back lost biodiversity and improve the health of our planet overall. So the key takeaway here is that conservation isn't a one-time effort. It's an ongoing process that involves protecting, managing, and restoring our natural world. This is vital for maintaining the health of our planet and supporting life in all its diversity. Today, we're going to explore the different types of conservation, which are essential for protecting our biodiversity. Broadly speaking, conservation can be divided into two main categories: in situ conservation and ex situ conservation. In situ conservation refers to protecting species in their natural habitats, allowing them to live and evolve naturally within their ecosystems. This method is often considered the most effective because it maintains the ecological balance and the complex interactions within ecosystems. On the other hand, ex situ conservation involves preserving species outside their natural environments, such as in botanical gardens, zoos, or seed banks. This approach is crucial when natural habitats are severely threatened or when species are critically endangered. Both methods play vital roles in our overall conservation strategy, and understanding their differences helps us appreciate the comprehensive effort needed to safeguard our planet's biodiversity. In situ conservation is all about preserving genetic resources right where they naturally occur. This means protecting plant or animal species in their original habitats, like forests with native tree species. It's essentially about safeguarding these species in the wild, either by conserving their environment or by defending them from threats like predators. This approach is especially important for agricultural biodiversity, where farmers play a key role, often using unique or unconventional farming practices to maintain these genetic resources. One common method of in situ conservation is declaring certain areas as protected zones, ensuring these ecosystems and species remain undisturbed. Overall, in situ conservation is a vital part of our broader efforts to preserve biodiversity, as it maintains the natural processes and interactions that keep these species thriving. It reminds us of the importance of protecting ecosystems in their natural state for the benefit of future generations. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide. Today, let's take a closer look at the natural habitats that are being actively maintained in India. These protected areas play a crucial role in conserving our rich biodiversity. First, we have national parks, which are large areas designated to protect ecosystems and wildlife. They are like the crown jewels of conservation efforts, where human activity is carefully managed to preserve nature. Next, there are wildlife sanctuaries. These areas are also protected, but tend to be smaller and focus specifically on safeguarding particular species or habitats. Sanctuaries often allow for some sustainable activities, but the primary goal remains conservation. Finally, we have biosphere reserves. These are even more comprehensive. They include zones of protection along with areas where sustainable use of resources is encouraged. They serve as living laboratories for ecological research and sustainable development. In total, India boasts over 600 protected areas, which include more than 90 national parks, over 500 animal sanctuaries, and 18 biosphere reserves. This extensive network underscores our commitment to preserving India's incredible biodiversity. These protected areas are essential not just for conserving wildlife, but also for maintaining ecological balance, supporting livelihoods, and promoting awareness about the importance of nature. They truly form the backbone of India's efforts to protect its natural heritage. Let's talk about national parks, which are governed by Section 35 of the Wildlife Act of 1972. A national park is essentially a protected area, specifically reserved for the betterment of wildlife. The key idea here is that these are spaces where activities like forestry, grazing, or cultivation are strictly prohibited. It's important to note that even private ownership rights are not allowed within these parks, emphasizing the public and conservation-focused nature of these areas. Typically, the boundaries of national parks are clearly marked and well-defined, making it easy to understand where the protected zone begins and ends. They are usually relatively small reserves, generally ranging from about 100 to 500 square kilometers. The main goal in these parks is the preservation of particular plant or animal species, often focusing on a single species that needs protection or conservation. So overall, national parks serve as vital spaces for conserving our wildlife and ensuring that specific species thrive, all within carefully managed and protected boundaries. Today, we're going to talk about wildlife sanctuaries, which come under Section 18 of the Wildlife Act of 1972. Essentially, a sanctuary is a protected area specifically reserved for the conservation of animals. Now, what's interesting is that human activities like harvesting timber, collecting minor forest products, and even private ownership rights are allowed within these sanctuaries. The key point here is that these activities are permitted as long as they don't interfere with the well-being of the animals. Another important aspect to understand is that the boundaries of sanctuaries are not always well-defined. This means that controlled biotic interference, such as tourist activities, is often allowed. So while sanctuaries are protected zones, they also serve as places where humans and animals can coexist, with some level of interaction. Connecting this to our overall theme, it's clear that wildlife sanctuaries are crucial for conservation, but they also require a balanced approach to human activity to ensure the protection of our natural heritage. Let's take a closer look at biosphere reserves, or BRs. These are specially designated areas that represent both natural and cultural landscapes, often covering large regions of terrestrial, coastal, or marine ecosystems, or sometimes a combination of these. They serve as important examples of biogeographic zones or provinces, helping us understand and protect biodiversity. Within a biosphere reserve, there are 3 key zones. The innermost part is the core zone. Think of this as the heart of the reserve. It's undisturbed and legally protected, meaning human activity is minimal here to preserve the natural state. Surrounding the core is the buffer zone. This area acts as a transitional space where certain research and educational activities are allowed. It's like a protective buffer that helps manage human impact while still allowing some sustainable use and scientific study. Finally, we have the transition zone, which is the outermost layer. Here, activities such as cropping, forestry, recreation, and fishing are permitted. This zone supports sustainable livelihoods and tourism, integrating human use with conservation goals. By understanding these zones, we see how biosphere reserves balance ecological integrity with human activity, aligning with our overall goal of sustainable development. Now, let's take a closer look at the main functions of biodiversity reserves. First, conservation is absolutely key. Their goal is to protect ecosystems, species, and genetic resources, ensuring that we preserve the natural diversity that supports life on Earth. Without these efforts, many species and habitats could be lost forever. Next, development plays an important role as well. Biodiversity reserves aim to promote economic growth, but in a way that respects and maintains cultural, social, and ecological identities. It's about finding a balance between progress and preserving what makes each community and environment unique. Finally, scientific research is a vital function. These reserves support monitoring and educational activities, addressing local, national, and even global issues. They act as living laboratories, real-world environments where scientists can test ideas, observe ecosystems in action, and demonstrate integrated management of land, water, and biodiversity. In essence, biodiversity reserves serve as practical examples of how we can work with nature, not against it, to sustain our planet's health and our future. Here, we're looking at the rich biodiversity of the Shola Forest in the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. This region is a treasure trove of unique plant species that are vital to the ecological balance of the area. For instance, Michelia nilagerica is a prominent species known for its fragrant flowers, and Biscophia javanica is a large tree that plays a key role in the forest canopy. Calophyllum tomentosa adds to the diversity with its distinctive foliage, while Cedrela tuna, also called Indian mahogany, is highly valued for its timber. Eugenius species, commonly known as myrtle, contribute to the undergrowth with their aromatic leaves and attractive fruits. Ficus glomerata, often referred to as the cluster fig or gular fig tree, is crucial because it supports a variety of wildlife through its abundant fruiting. Malata species are notable for their medicinal properties and vibrant flowers. Pygeum gardneri and Schefflera racemosa are other important species, each with unique ecological roles. Linoceara ramiflora and Rhododendron nilgericum add to the floral diversity, with the latter being a beautiful, flowering shrub characteristic of the region. Mahonia nepalensis and Michelia nilagerica are also key species, contributing to the overall health of these forests. Lastly, Litsi weishiana is another important tree, often found in the forest understory, supporting biodiversity at multiple levels. Overall, these species highlight how the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve is a vital habitat, showcasing a wide array of plant life that sustains the entire ecosystem. Studying and conserving these plants is essential to maintaining the ecological integrity and biodiversity of the region. Let's take a closer look at some of India's key protected areas and biosphere reserves. Starting with the Great Rann of Kutch in Gujarat, designated in 2008, this desert area is notable for being a habitat for the Indian wild ass, an important species adapted to this unique environment. Moving on to the Gulf of Mannar in Tamil Nadu, recognized back in 1989, this coastal region is vital for marine life, especially the dugong, also known as the sea cow, which is a gentle marine mammal facing conservation challenges. Next, we have the Sundarbans in West Bengal, also designated in 1989. This vast delta is famous for the Royal Bengal tiger and its rich mangrove ecosystem, which plays a crucial role in protecting the coastline and supporting biodiversity. In 2009, the cold desert in Himachal Pradesh was added to the list. This high-altitude area is home to the snow leopard, a majestic species perfectly adapted to cold, rugged terrains. Then there's the Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve in Uttarakhand, designated in 1988. While it doesn't have a specific key fauna listed here, it's renowned for its pristine alpine ecosystems and is part of the larger Nanda Devi National Park. The Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, recognized in 1986 across Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Karnataka, is another critical area, housing species like the Nilgiri tar and the lion-tailed macaque, both of which are endemic and threatened. Finally, the Dihangdibang region in Arunachal Pradesh was added in 1998. This eastern Himalayan area is rich in biodiversity, although specific key fauna aren't listed here. Overall, these protected areas highlight the diverse ecosystems across India, from deserts and coasts to mountains and deltas, and showcase the importance of conserving unique species and habitats. They form a vital part of our country's natural heritage and are essential for maintaining ecological balance. Let's take a closer look at some of India's key biosphere reserves, starting with the Kanchenjunga Biosphere Reserve. Established in 2000, this reserve is located in Sikkim within the East Himalaya region. It's particularly important because it's home to species like the snow leopard and the red panda, both of which are emblematic of Himalayan biodiversity and are also indicators of the health of this fragile ecosystem. This reserve highlights the rich biodiversity found in the Himalayan region and underscores the significance of protecting high-altitude habitats. The presence of such iconic species emphasizes the need for conservation efforts in these sensitive areas. Connecting this to our overall theme, Kanchenjunga reminds us how vital it is to preserve the unique ecosystems of the Himalayas, which are not only biological treasures, but also crucial for local communities and global ecological stability. Let's take a closer look at some of the important protected areas in India, starting with the Great Nicobar Biosphere Reserve, established in 1989, located in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. This area is notable for its unique island ecosystem and is home to species like the saltwater crocodile. Moving on, in 1988, the Nokrek Biosphere Reserve was created in Meghalaya, part of the East Himalaya region, and it's famous for being a habitat for the red panda, a species that highlights the region's rich biodiversity. Then, in 1997, the Dibru Sakho Reserve was designated in Assam, also in the East Himalaya, and is known for species like the golden langur. Lastly, in 2011, the Panna National Park in Madhya Pradesh was established along the Ken River. It's a critical habitat for tigers, along with other animals like cheetal, chinkara, sambar, and the sloth bear. These protected areas illustrate the diversity of India's ecosystems, from islands and mountains to riverine forests, and highlight our ongoing efforts to conserve key species and habitats across the country. Let's take a closer look at the differences between national parks, sanctuaries, and biosphere reserves. Starting with national parks, the focus is primarily on conserving specific species like tigers, lions, or rhinos. The attention isn't on the entire biotic community, but rather on protecting these particular species. In contrast, sanctuaries are not necessarily based on strict scientific principles. They tend to cover larger areas with limited biotic interference, mostly in the buffer zones. The main goal here is also species-oriented, but the approach is less scientifically rigorous. Biosphere reserves, on the other hand, are designed with a sound scientific approach. They cover very large areas, and the focus is on preserving the biotic community as a whole, meaning the entire ecosystem. Limited biotic interference is allowed only in the buffer zones, which helps maintain the natural balance. So, in summary, national parks and sanctuaries tend to focus on specific species and are less scientifically driven, with sanctuaries covering smaller areas. Biosphere reserves, however, are larger, ecosystem-focused, and follow scientific principles to ensure comprehensive conservation. This distinction helps us understand the different strategies and priorities in conservation efforts across these protected areas. Today, I will talk about the conservation of wildlife in its natural in situ conditions within India. First, let's focus on the Asiatic lion. The Asiatic lion, known scientifically as Panthera leopersica, belongs to the Felidae family. This majestic species is highly endangered, and its population is very limited. In fact, today, these lions are found only in the Gir National Park in Gujarat. There are no other wild populations of Asiatic lions elsewhere in the country or the world. This makes the Gir National Park critically important for their survival and conservation. Moving on to the red panda, which is another species that India is working hard to conserve. The red panda, or Ailuris fulgens, belongs to the Ailuridae family. Unlike the Asiatic lion, red pandas are found in the natural forested regions of the eastern Himalayas. In India, they are primarily seen in the Darjeeling district of West Bengal as well as in nearby areas of Sikkim and Assam. The main in situ conservation effort for red pandas is carried out in the Kanchenjunga National Park in Sikkim, where their natural habitat is protected and monitored. Both these examples highlight the importance of preserving species directly in their natural habitats. This approach not only helps maintain biodiversity, but also supports the overall health of ecosystems. When we talk about conservation, in situ methods like these are crucial because they ensure that animals continue to live in the environment they are adapted to. This links back to our broader theme of sustainable conservation practices and the vital role India plays in protecting its unique wildlife heritage. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide. Today, I want to highlight some important conservation efforts here in Assam, focusing on the pygmy hog at Basistha in Gauhati. The pygmy hog, scientifically known as Porcula sylvania, belongs to the Suidae family. It's actually the smallest and rarest member of the pig family. Interestingly, it was once thought to be extinct, but in 1971, it was rediscovered, which was a significant milestone for conservation. Since then, we've seen that the species' wild population has drastically declined, and now it's reduced to just a few hundred individuals, all confined to the Manas National Park. What's more concerning is that there are no pygmy hogs in captivity anywhere in the world, making the preservation of their natural habitat more critical than ever. Moving on, I'd like to talk about the conservation of the brow-antlered deer, also known locally as sangai. This species, with the scientific name Panolia eldii, is one of the most critically endangered deer in our country. Its natural habitat is highly restricted, found only in Cable Lamjau National Park, which is quite unique because the deer live on floating biomass, locally called fumdi, within the southeastern part of Loktak Lake. The area where these deer roam is quite limited, with their home range confined to about 15 to 20 square kilometers within the park. This small habitat emphasizes how fragile their population is, and it underscores the importance of targeted conservation efforts to ensure their survival for future generations. Both of these species remind us of the delicate balance of our ecosystems and the urgent need for continued conservation work here in Assam. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide. In West Bengal, back in 1973, a significant step was taken to protect one of our most iconic species, the Royal Bengal tiger. This was the year when the Sundarbans Tiger Reserve was officially established. The main goal was to conserve not just the tigers themselves, but also their entire ecosystem. By focusing on in situ conservation, we aim to restore and preserve the natural habitat where these tigers live. Central to this effort was the stabilization of the mangrove ecosystem, which is crucial for the survival of the tigers and many other species in the region. The Sundarbans is a unique, delicate environment, and maintaining its health is essential for the long-term conservation success. This initiative reflects a broader theme of conservation, protecting wildlife by safeguarding their natural habitats. It's about ensuring that the Royal Bengal tiger continues to thrive in the wild, in the very place where it has evolved over thousands of years. Let's talk about the conservation efforts for the snow leopard in Himachal Pradesh. The snow leopard, scientifically known as Panthera uncea or Uncea unchal, belongs to the Felidae family. It's an incredibly elusive and majestic creature that's listed on the IUCN Red List as globally endangered. This means that across the world, its population is at significant risk, highlighting the urgent need for conservation. In Himachal Pradesh, particularly in the Kugti Sanctuary in Chamba, efforts are underway to protect this iconic species. The sanctuary provides a vital habitat where these animals can thrive, away from the threats of poaching and habitat destruction. This focus on the snow leopard in Himachal ties directly into our broader theme of wildlife conservation, preserving not just individual species, but entire ecosystems. Protecting the snow leopard helps maintain the ecological balance of the mountainous regions, which are crucial for biodiversity. So, by conserving these incredible animals and their habitats, we're also safeguarding the health of the mountains and the environment that local communities rely on. It's a shared responsibility that benefits everyone, and it's inspiring to see how targeted efforts like those in Kugti Sanctuary are making a difference. Now, let's take a closer look at some of India's remarkable national parks and the unique wildlife they protect. Starting with Gir Forest National Park in Gujarat, this park is famously known as the only place in the world where you can see the Asiatic lion in the wild. It's a vital sanctuary for this critically endangered species. Moving east to Indravati National Park in Chhattisgarh, this park is home to a diverse range of animals including the wild Asian buffalo, tigers, and hill mynas. It's a key tiger reserve that highlights the importance of conservation efforts in central India. Next, we have Kaziranga National Park in Assam, which is renowned for its population of Indian rhinoceros. This World Heritage Site is not just a sanctuary for rhinos, but also a vital habitat for many bird and aquatic species. In Manipur, Cable Lam National Park stands out because it's the only floating national park in the world. It's famous for the brown antlered deer, an endangered species that symbolizes the park's unique ecosystem. Moving further south to Tamil Nadu, Mukurthi National Park is the habitat of the Nilgiri tahr, a mountain goat that's adapted to rugged terrains and high altitudes. In the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, South Button Island National Park offers a different kind of biodiversity. Here, you can find marine mammals like dugongs and dolphins, as well as water monitor lizards and the majestic blue whale, emphasizing the importance of marine conservation. Finally, we come to Bhitarkanika National Park in Odisha. This park is a vital mangrove ecosystem, home to saltwater crocodiles, including the rare white crocodile, Indian pythons, black ibises, wild pigs, rhesus monkeys, cheetal deer, and many other species. Each of these parks highlights the incredible diversity of India's wildlife and underscores the need to protect these unique ecosystems for future generations. Let's take a moment to focus on the key points here. As we look at this slide, the main idea is to understand how these elements connect to the overall theme of our presentation. First, I want to highlight the importance of clarity in communication. When we present ideas, it's essential to be as clear as possible so our audience can grasp the concepts easily. Next, we see that emphasizing the most critical points helps reinforce our message, ensuring it sticks with our listeners. It's also important to recognize the role of engagement. Keeping the audience involved makes the information more memorable. Finally, remember that connecting each point back to our central theme creates a cohesive story, making our presentation not just informative, but also compelling. So, in essence, these principles work together to strengthen how we share our ideas and achieve our communication goals. Let's take a moment to look at two important protected areas in India: Iruvikulam National Park in Kerala and Mukurthi National Park in Tamil Nadu. Both of these parks are key examples of the rich biodiversity found in the Western Ghats, which is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Iruvikulam is famous for its lush grasslands and unique montane ecosystems, hosting a variety of endemic flora and fauna. Similarly, Mukurthi National Park is known for its high-altitude shola forests and grasslands, which are critical habitats for several endangered species. These parks not only contribute to conservation efforts, but also highlight the ecological importance of the Western Ghats in maintaining regional climate stability and biodiversity. Connecting these points back to our overall theme, they exemplify how protected areas serve as vital refuges for biodiversity, helping us preserve nature's richness for future generations. Let's take a closer look at some of India's remarkable national parks and the unique wildlife they protect. Starting with Balpakram National Park in Meghalaya, this park is renowned for its rich biodiversity. It is home to wild water buffalo, red pandas, elephants, and 8 species of cats, including the elusive tiger and the marbled cat. This diversity highlights the ecological significance of the region. Moving to Bandhavgarh National Park in Madhya Pradesh, this park is famous for having the highest known tiger population in India. It also boasts the rare white tiger and supports over 1,336 species of endemic plants, making it a vital area for both wildlife and botanical conservation. Next is Bandipur National Park in Karnataka, which hosts a variety of species such as cheetal, gray langurs, Indian giant squirrels, gaur, leopards, somber deer, Indian elephants, and a range of birds like honey buzzards and red-headed vultures. This illustrates the park's rich terrestrial and avian biodiversity. Then we have Ranthambore National Park in Rajasthan. It's well known for its tiger populations, but you'll also find leopards, bears, and other animals, showcasing a diverse ecosystem that supports multiple predator and prey species. Finally, Dachigam National Park in Jammu and Kashmir is quite special because it's the only place where the Kashmir stag, also known as the Hongol, can be found. Protecting this species is crucial for maintaining the unique biodiversity of the region. Altogether, these parks demonstrate the incredible variety of India's ecosystems and the importance of conserving these habitats for future generations. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide. Ranthambore National Park, located in Rajasthan, is one of India's most renowned wildlife destinations. It's famous primarily for its tiger population, which has become a symbol of conservation success in the country. The park covers an area of about 1,334 square kilometers, offering a diverse landscape that includes grasslands, deciduous forests, and lakes. These varied habitats are crucial for supporting a wide range of flora and fauna, making it a vital part of India's ecological network. What makes Ranthambore particularly special is not just its wildlife, but also its historical significance. The park is home to the Ranthambore Fort, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which adds a layer of cultural richness to the natural beauty. This blend of history and nature exemplifies the importance of integrating conservation efforts with cultural preservation. In the context of our overall discussion on protected areas, Ranthambore illustrates how national parks can serve as sanctuaries for endangered species while also promoting ecotourism and local community involvement. It's a prime example of balancing ecological sustainability with economic development. Silent Valley National Park, located in Palakkad, Kerala, is truly a gem of biodiversity. It's famous for its pristine rainforest and rich variety of flora and fauna. This park is a vital part of India's efforts to conserve our natural heritage, especially because it remains relatively undisturbed by human activity. The lush greenery and the dense canopy create an ideal habitat for many endangered species, including the Nilgiri tar and the Malabar civet. What makes Silent Valley particularly special is its role in highlighting the importance of preserving such untouched ecosystems. As we've seen throughout this presentation, protecting these natural areas is crucial for maintaining ecological balance and ensuring future generations can experience their beauty. Silent Valley stands as a testament to what we can achieve through conservation and awareness. Let's take a closer look at some of the sanctuaries that are specifically focused on protecting target species. For example, the Wild Ass Sanctuary in the Rann of Kutch, Gujarat, is primarily dedicated to conserving the wild ass, which is a unique and important species in that region. Moving north, the Sechutun Nala Sanctuary in Chamba, Himachal Pradesh, hosts a variety of species like the goral, ibex, Himalayan tar, and even the Himalayan brown bear, highlighting the rich biodiversity of that area. In Kerala, the Periyar Wildlife Sanctuary is known for its elephants and barking deer, which are crucial to the local ecosystem. Rajasthan's Saraska Wildlife Sanctuary is quite famous for species like the black buck, chowsingha, tiger, and hyena, showcasing the diversity of predators and prey there. Then we have the Kialadev Ghana Bird Sanctuary in Bharatpur, which is particularly important for migratory birds, including the Siberian crane, with around 300 migratory and resident bird species calling it home. Finally, the Point Calamere Wildlife and Bird Sanctuary in Tamil Nadu is another key habitat, especially for black buck and many wetland bird species. These sanctuaries illustrate how targeted conservation efforts are essential for protecting specific species and maintaining ecological balance. They play a vital role in preserving the biodiversity that underpins our overall environmental health. Now, let's take a closer look at the Kialat of Ghana Bird Sanctuary. This sanctuary is truly a gem for bird enthusiasts and nature lovers alike. It's renowned for its rich biodiversity and serves as a vital habitat for numerous bird species, especially during migration seasons. The sanctuary plays a crucial role in conservation efforts, providing a safe haven for both resident and migratory birds. Its diverse wetland ecosystem supports a wide variety of flora and fauna, making it an important ecological zone. Connecting this to our overall theme, Kialat of Ghana exemplifies how protected areas can contribute significantly to preserving biodiversity and promoting environmental awareness. It's a perfect example of the positive impact that conservation initiatives can have on local and global scales. Now, let's take a quick look at two more important wildlife sanctuaries in India. First, we have the Point Calamar Wildlife Sanctuary in Tamil Nadu. This sanctuary is renowned for its rich biodiversity and is a crucial habitat for various species, including some endangered ones. It plays a vital role in conservation efforts in southern India. Moving on, there's the Sechu Tunnala Sanctuary in Himachal Pradesh. Nestled in the Himalayan region, this sanctuary is significant for its unique high-altitude ecosystem. It supports a variety of flora and fauna that are specially adapted to these rugged terrains. Both of these sanctuaries exemplify the diverse ecological zones across India and highlight the importance of protecting different habitats to preserve our country's rich biodiversity. They reinforce the overall message that conservation is essential across all regions, from the southern forests to the Himalayan mountains.